Welcome to the Jim Florentine Comedy Metal Midgets Podcast on riotcast.com. You know, for all you slobs out there that listen to my podcast, I'm talking to you guys. There's some cool shit you can get your chick. There's this organic line of stuff. Organic soaps, shaving cream, lotions, all that stuff. Girls love that stuff. Plus, they got shaving cream for guys. All organic line. There's a website for this stuff called villagefornomads.ecwid.com. Village for Nomads with an S. .ecwid.com. Organic soap, shaving creams, lotions, all that stuff. That comes in different packs. Order from your chick. They like that stuff. They like nice smelling stuff, potpourri, all that crap. But yeah, me and my wife got this stuff and it's pretty cool. So check it out. Whatever you got a bunch of gifts you got to get. That's a good stocking stuffer for your wife. Yeah, I got you some soap. Oh, real? Yeah, but it's organic. Oh, good. Oh, I like the way it smells. Yeah. You smell this. Girls like that stuff. I never smelled the bar soap. Go, wow, this is awesome. It's like, I need it. I got to use it. But it is good stuff, though. And it's organic. You know what I mean? So why not? villagefornomads.ecwid.com. Good stuff for your chick. And this is for the guys. Well, it's probably for the girls, too. Because I'm sure girls do this, too. Listeners are winning huge cash prizes every week at DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site. 1 week fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Got an injured player? Not a problem at DraftKings, where it's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. Pick your team in minutes, and you can be on your way to winning instant cash. Last year, one player turned $11 into $4,000. Another won $100,000 his first time ever playing, and another player won $1 million in one day just playing fantasy football. Hurry and get a free entry into the $100,000 fantasy football contest this weekend, where first place takes home $10,000. Head over to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code podcast to play for free. DraftKings.com, bigger events, bigger winnings, bigger millionaires. Enter podcast for free entry now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com, that's DraftKings.com. All right. Where were we? Keep sending in the comedymetalmidgets@gmail.com is my email. I'm going to do a podcast in a week or two about awful vanity plates you see driving around. A bunch of you guys have sent them in. Thank you. I'm collecting the data, and we will do a podcast on it. You see any awful, personalized plates or anything like that, take a picture of it or just tell me about it and send it to comedymetalmidgets@gmail.com. You guys have been sending in some good ones. There's some awful ones out there. Those people should really be driven off the road. Just fucking drive them into a ditch. It's awful, but we'll get to that. So do that. And then I got a YouTube channel. If you go to jimflorentine.com, click on the YouTube link there, you'll see it. I just put these 2-minute rants up there. Similar to a podcast, but just a shortened version. So check that out when you get a chance. All right, let's just start the podcast. What are we waiting for? This is ridiculous. At the end, we're going to play a Rob Zombie song. Rob Zombie's last record he put out a couple of years ago. John Fives is in the band. He's the guitar player. He's probably my favorite guitar player right now. He's phenomenal, the guy. Doesn't get enough credit. But he is he's the guitar player on the record. Came out a couple of years ago, and there's a really cool song on there called Rock and Roll in a Black Hole. So that will end the podcast. But this one this week, now everybody, I've been getting a lot of flack for not having Gary from Florida on lately. The problem is he lives in Florida, and I don't go down there that much, so I haven't really seen him. So when I go to Florida, I always try to bank 1 or 2 podcasts with him. I could probably try to do one over the phone, but you need him in person. But maybe I'll try it. I don't know. But in the meantime, I got another creep that I've been friends with for over 20 years. Started doing comedy with him in the early 90s. And he's Gary from Florida light. He's pretty close to being a degenerate and a lowlife like Gary. So I figured this one could fill the void until I get Gary on, because my friend Artie Fletcher, he's a comedian, is pretty close to Gary. Not as graphic, but he's pretty close. And he lives in Florida now. How ironic. Artie from Florida. Gary, he lives in Tampa, St. Pete area, Artie. Gary from Florida is in Fort Lauderdale, but Artie grew up in Jersey. I know him from there, but then he's been living down in Florida for the last 10 years. And he's just, I like I say in the podcast, I envy guys like this that don't give a shit, that have not a care in the world, just a completely reckless their life. And I've always been attracted to people like that don't give a fuck. So that's why I've been friends with Artie for so long. He's a good dude, too. He's one of my good friends, but he's a complete slob, as you will hear in the podcast. So check it out, my buddy Artie Fletcher, and we'll see you next week. Check. Well, all right. I'm here in Rochester, New York, with Artie Fletcher, a comedian, friend of mine for over 20 years. Actor. Complete. I love having degenerates and creeps on my podcast. I'm fascinated by guys that don't give a fuck about anything.
Why on it?
And you're one of the guys. All right. First of all, let's start. You've been married how many times?
Up to date about 3 now.
So 3 marriages.
Yeah.
How many other times were you engaged?
Actually 3.
3. So there's 3 engagements, 3 broken off engagements, and 3 marriages.
That's also correct.
But meanwhile, you pretty much. Well, first, let's go back to your first wedding. You're on your honeymoon. Where did you go on your honeymoon? Your first wedding? You're in Jamaica. It's the afternoon. You guys are drinking at a tiki bar outside at the pool.
That's correct.
Your first wife gets drunk at like 3, 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, so I walk her back to the room because we just got married.
Right.
So it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Right. So I got her back to the room. I go, well, it's kind of early. So I went back down to the tiki bar, and I was drinking. I met this girl, and she was on her honeymoon, too, so it was beautiful. And her husband was snorkeling. Ugh.
He was snorkeling?
Ugh. So she was, putting it down, oh, my God, we're on a honeymoon. So she was getting drunk. So we went back to her room, and we were just messing around, and I ended up banging her.
You went back to her room?
Yeah.
Why her husband?
Yeah, he was snorkeling.
He was snorkeling.
I don't want to wake my wife up.
Right.
Right?
So you wound up banging her.
Oh, it was excellent. No bag. Which would have been funny if she got pregnant, because she's on her honeymoon.
And the guy would have never known. And when your wife woke up,
She was from another country, too.
Yeah.
So that was the good part. She'll never pick me out in the lineup.
So you start that marriage off on the right foot.
Yeah, it worked out well.
By cheating on your honeymoon.
Yeah, well, I guess I should have got out of my system the week before. Not the second day of my honeymoon.
And how long were you married to this one?
I was with Vicky for, 5 years, 6 years, something. Maybe even longer. But, I told her that I banged a girl. We were at dinner. I go, yeah, I banged a girl. She goes, yeah, right, on her honeymoon, sure, right. So I told her the truth, though. And you've seen me do that.
Right. So now your second marriage.
I decided to go with the white picket fence, a normal girl. She was a virgin. I de-virginized her. We were watching Trading Places. She was mad because I was watching the show as I was banging her when I broke a cherry. And then, Rachel, I think. Oh, no, Rachel wasn't born then, no.
So, all right, so you have, so you're married with her for a couple of years. That's when I first met you.
Yeah.
You living up in Pennsylvania, and you got 2 kids with her, 2 young kids, whatever, and you're banging chicks on the road. And one night after a show, you meet some girl, and you go back to her apartment. Her house, and there was no furniture.
You were with me.
Yeah, I was with you. Right?
And I believe Don Jim. Mike Morris was with us. It's me, you, and Mike. Yeah, so I banged her on the carpet
because there was no furniture in the house. I guess she just moved in.
Bed, but I thought you were. I think maybe Mike was. I don't know. Yeah, so I banged her on the carpet because she kept telling me, "Oh, this carpet is brand new. Oh, look at this, brand new, whatever."
And you had shorts on.
Yeah, it was beautiful. No, I had pants on. And
you took them down, the pants, obviously.
Exactly. Yeah. So I had rug burns all over my knees. And I didn't know that because I was pretty drunk. And then me and you went home, and Mike went to my house the next day, wasn't it?
Yeah, the next morning we go back to your house, and your wife's like, what happened? What happened to your knees?
Yeah, and I said I banged a chick last night, and she looked at you, and like you were innocent then, you were very quiet then, and you just like looked at me. I go, right, Jim, I banged a chick last night. What'd she say to you?
She goes, please, who would fuck you?
Yeah.
And just walked away.
Yeah, and Jim looked at me, and I go, look, I told her the truth. You were right there.
You did tell her the truth, yeah. I mean, just that you would. She's like, because she was sick of you at that point.
Yeah,
she was disgusted with you.
Yeah.
So she's like, yeah, who would fuck you? And just walked away. Like, and then you're like, hey, at least I was honest.
Told her, and that helps out in court too. In the long run, if you tell the judge that you're honest, you told her you were cheating on her, because they'll never believe you if you're telling the truth. Because their theory is like he can't be this stupid to tell me what he's doing. So if you tell the truth, I told the truth. And then it's like I took that really hard, that divorce.
You did? Well, she's the one who wanted the divorce, right?
No, we agreed that we should just go our own separate ways because we grew apart. Plus, I had a 21-year girlfriend. Remember, Nicole?
Right.
Please, did I trade up?
Yeah, Artie. Yeah, you had a 21-year-old girlfriend. You were probably like 35 at the time.
I know. Oh, my God. It's like, and I told her she could cheat on me because I didn't care. She was that hot.
Yeah, and the problem was she wound up doing it.
She did at the end.
I think this is what damaged. Artie was already damaged. I mean, if you're gonna cheat on your honeymoon, you're already a damaged piece of shit soul. But you caught her cheating on you in a car, like she was banging some guy in a car in a parking lot.
Yeah, some guy. She was blowing him. Actually, Mike Morris was with me. Tapped on the window. They rolled the window down, and she was fucking blowing his stripper.
Male stripper, yeah. So what was your reaction? Like, you were hurt by that.
I was pretty pissed off. Then I pulled the dollars out of his G-string, and we beat the shit out of him.
No, what'd you do to the guy? What happened? Like, what was this? What was seriously like? What happened when you opened the car door? You saw it.
It's not what you think. I go, then what's that on your lower lip? Okay, because I know Dairy Queen's not open this late at night.
Now, what did the guy do?
The guy goes, oh, she got me out to the car.
Right.
I go, and then I asked Mike Morris, and I kept going, well, somebody got your dick out of your pants, unless you just took it out. No. I didn't know she had a boyfriend. So, yeah, I took that really bad because she was the one.
Yeah, she would have been Mrs. Fletcher number 3.
Yeah, at that point, yeah.
But now, none of these girls, barely any, you ever wore a condom. You're like my friend Gary from Florida, which you live in Florida now.
Yeah,
so
you don't have to.
But now, why did you always never, even in college, all of that stuff, you never thought about wearing?
That's when I was in college. Condoms were like, you heard about them, you just really never saw one.
Okay, but then later on, in your 30s and 40s and stuff.
One last good story. I was in college, and this girl was like a 9. She was on the volleyball team. She was so hot, and I wanted to bang her, and we were both drunk. So she's like, you got to go get a condom. It's snowing outside. There's no way I'm going off campus to get a condom. That's not going to happen. So there was saran wrap in her room, and I told her I read an article. I don't even read. Okay, right. So let's get that out of the way. So I put the saran wrap on my junk, and I put a rubber band on the end, and she goes, you sure it's going to work? I go, look, if they put it in an oven. There's nothing wrong with that. Your box is not going to get that hot. I know it's not, all right?
Right. So
she let me do it. When we were done, my penis went completely through the saran wrap, and it was brutal. But she wasn't pregnant that I know of. I don't know.
Yeah, I used saran wrap before too.
It's great, right?
Yeah, it works. But why have you?
I'm glad, by the way.
But why have you not wore a condom over the years? What's your reasoning behind it?
Kind of. It restrains me. I don't have the same feeling that I normally would have. I'll take, you know what? I like to gamble, as you know. So I have a kid. What's it going to be? Another check?
That was Artie's famous line. You're like, yeah, I banged this girl last night. I'm like, did you wear a bag? He'd be like, no. He's like, no, please. Of course not. He goes, it's just another check. Yeah. Meaning he just has to write out another check.
Did you ever see those things? It's like a condom that goes over your penis. It's like an extended penis. No. I tried that with Joanne,
right?
My third wife. That's why I think she cheated on me. It just kept falling over to the side. It's supposed to stay erect with your penis.
But that's the philosophy you had over the years is you don't wear a condom with a girl, you don't care, and then you'd be like, it's just another check I got to write out.
It is what it is. It is what it is. It's like...
But do you think that's normal to have that kind of philosophy? Like, just write another check out.
Now, okay. So you figure I had a minor heart attack. I've never had AIDS, and you had me in that. You and Don and everybody else. Oh, he's gonna die AIDS.
No, I never believed the AIDS myth. I was never no.
Okay, well,
right. Everyone else.
I proved that wrong.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, please. I was doing a college too. This is like last year, and I banged I think she was 19. I was 58. Is that wrong?
Did you wear a bag?
I called everybody I knew. Even my mom. No, I didn't wear a bag. She told me, she goes, I have protection. I go, okay, at least one of us do. So yeah, I just thought that was the right move.
I remember going to your third wedding.
Right.
I'll never forget this. After the wedding's over, your mom and your two daughters and your new wife were in your SUV truck.
Right.
And we're going to somewhere else afterwards.
Right.
And we're out in the parking lot outside the wedding venue, and you go, hold on, I got to take a piss. And you just whipped it out and pissed right on the side of the truck with your whole family inside. Not even batting an eye.
I remember. Yeah, that was good. Well, it's not good to hold it in. And my mother was standing there. She always told me that as a kid. So she just started yelling. I go, what do you do? I got to go.
Your mother, two daughters, and your new wife on your wedding night pissing right outside. Hold on, I got to piss. And they're sitting there waiting, and they know you're doing it right by the truck. And you had no problem with it whatsoever.
Well, my daughters were kind of happy because they wanted to see where they came from. So they saw it. And my mother wanted to see if I grew since I was a baby. So, and I ended up peeing all over my tux. Yeah, it didn't matter.
Now, what was the thing with one of your daughter's boyfriends? You showed him your dick?
Yeah, he's actually my son-in-law now, Jeff. I didn't show it to him. We were in Florida, and they came down to visit me, St. Pete, actually. And I kept running around the room naked. This guy's, because, they weren't married yet.
Was your daughter in the room when you were around naked, or just him?
Oh, yeah.
So you were completely naked in front of your daughter?
In the bathroom, actually. She was doing something. So I started humping Jeff's leg, because I know if he told her, she'd never believe it. Thought he was making it up.
And this is her boyfriend at the time. You're naked and you're humping his leg.
Son-in-law now. He's a better man now because of it.
And what was he doing when you were doing that?
Fucking crying. He couldn't believe I was doing it. He goes, dude, you're Rachel's father. I go, don't tell anybody. That's what I kept saying. It was so funny.
But there was a story where you whipped your dick out to one of them, maybe your other girlfriends?
Sarah,
yeah. Oh, yeah, your other daughter's boyfriend.
I was drunk. Yeah, you're right. I was drunk at a party, and Sarah's really obnoxious like I am.
Right.
So she kept going, this guy doesn't believe where I'm from. Dad, tell him, show him. Show him. She had a map out.
Right.
Just show him where I'm from. So I showed the guy my penis. She goes, what are you doing? I go, this is where you're from.
So you whipped it out right in front of her.
So mad.
And your daughter was right there when you whipped it out, too.
Yeah. Oh, of course. That's where I didn't lie. She came from there.
What did the boyfriend do when you whipped it out?
He goes, you're all balls.
Well, he was right. I've seen it before.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So, I'm skipping around here, but you were teaching an acting or a comedy class at a college down in Florida.
That's correct.
You always wear these shorts.
Oh, right. You remember that. Yeah, that was an acting school.
Right. So you're teaching in class, and you always wear these shorts, and you're sitting down talking to the class, and you got your legs open, and one of your balls is hanging out.
That's correct. My balls were hanging out in my junk.
So you had no idea, though, right?
No, because I'm teaching a class.
So you college kids, right? High school?
Yeah, they're high school. College kids can't say nothing.
So was it high school kids?
Yeah,
like
the girl was like 16. Yeah,
all right, they were like 16. So you got shorts on. You don't know.
She went and told her parents.
So your ball is hanging out.
Yeah,
like your sack is hanging out in class.
Yeah, 16 kids, 9 of them are girls. How come only one girl complained? I don't get it.
So she told her parents, and what happened?
They came to talk to the owner of the school. The owner of the school called me in. I said, now, these are supposed to be mature kids or actors, actresses. Somebody of my caliber, don't you think they should at least go listen, Mr. Fletcher, what's going on?
Right.
And I would have acknowledged it.
How did the principal, or whatever, of the college, or whatever, the dean, director, how did he bring it up to you? Like, how did he word it?
She.
How did she word it?
She goes, "Let me see your shorts," because I thought she wanted to do with me, so I was like so into it.
Right.
I go, "Oh my God, I'm finally gonna hit this." And she goes, "Do you know what? Sit down." So I sat down. She goes, "Can you see between your legs?" I go, "If I could, I wouldn't be teaching this class." But she goes, "Your nuts hanging out." I go, "I'm not aware of it. I'm sorry." She goes, "Well, I got a complaint. I got a parent who wants his money back." So I go, "What's the student's name?" She told me, "You go, the fatty?" So she got mad. She goes, "You're calling her a fatty?" I go, "I'm going to be now." Yeah, so what I did is, after that class, I called the class in and I apologized.
What did you say in your apology to the class?
I said, you're 16, 17-year-old, or is okay, a little mature. The right thing, you want to be an actor. I go, this is very common among actors because I got
what, someone's balls hanging out. How is that common?
They don't know that. Right. They were just idolizing me. So I wore pants to every class. After that, I wore pants. Now I was so obnoxious. At the end of the class, I used to put the shorts back on to drive home.
Oh yeah.
Oh, had to.
So did the owner of the school tell you to start wearing pants and get rid of the shorts?
I did. Yeah. I thought that would be appropriate.
So you had to go back to the class the next day and tell them, "Look, I'm sorry that my ball was hanging out of my pants," and you saw that.
I tell you what I did on the last day. I wore the same shorts on the last day of the class, and I wore a cutoff shirt.
You did?
A cutoff shirt. Yeah, it was a Gator shirt, cut off.
Right.
It said Tebow on it. There was nothing about Tebow, like, even close with that shirt. Stomachs hanging out, balls hanging out. And I didn't wear underwear that day either.
Beautiful. All right. This was Artie's move. Like, he'd meet some girl, and he'd get her in his car, and he'd have these songs on a cassette. Three or four on a cassette that he'd play from, win the girl over by going, "Hey, I want to play your song. This is what I think about you." What was your move?
Here's my move. I go, I was driving around. I heard this on the radio. Oh, my God. I went nuts. I went to every record store, and I had the songs. You know that.
You already had them on cassette. You had the playlist.
Please. I said, oh, my God. Yeah, because it was already done. I said, it took me 4 days to find this record and tape it. I go, but this is what I think about you. And I played the song, and she'd start crying.
And how many different girls do you think you used the tape thing on?
I say 50. These are, yeah. Well, I don't use the tape anymore. I use CDs.
Right, but the tapes you had, wasn't there a few songs?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, what was the first one you would tell me you were thinking of? Give me just a little more time.
Very good. Give me just a little more. It's by Chairman of the Board. Yeah, I would say. Give me a little. Yeah.
Song,
yeah, because you remember I would show you. Remember I
How does the words go? Give me just a little more time.
Yeah, give me. There's a mountain we must climb. Let's climb it together. Your hand and mine, and I would touch her hand. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. You would touch the hand at that point.
And the girl would get goosebumps.
I saw him do it because I was in the back seat. Yeah. Some girl that he was on like a second date with, he put it on, and I witnessed it. It was so uncomfortable. I was, because I was going to burst out laughing. I didn't want to cock block you. So you'd put your hand on theirs at the time.
And they melt. They melt. And when you do that, like the seatbelt move, I'm 59, I still use that.
What's the seatbelt move?
Stop short. Grab the boobs. Stop them.
Oh, so
I still do that.
So you stop the car short.
I do that. My mother hates it. But anyway, no, I do it. I do that.
And then you put your hand over like they might go through the windshield.
Yeah, I go, look, I was only thinking about you. And this one girl goes, are you happy? They're real. Are you happy? She goes, you would have got there. It's our first date. I met you 2 hours ago.
And what did you say?
Well, I already bought her a drink.
Right, but what did you say? Like, no,
It's a habit. I have 2 daughters.
So
I would
really
do the same to them.
Slam on the brakes just so you could put your hand.
Yeah, there'd be nothing in front of us. Is that wrong? Then I remember telling this one girl, she says, "Why you stop? There used to be a stop sign there."
Oh, really?
Yeah, I argued with this girl. Like I showed her. I go, "See the hole in the ground? They took it out. I know they did." Right. It was anything to get the box. You got it. You know what I mean?
Wait, so there was another song. So give me just a little more. And there was a Boys to or a Backstreet Boys song, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. You are my fire. Tell me why. Yeah, I remember that one. Oh, and don't forget The classic, the winner, Always and Forever. Heat Wave, Always and Forever.
Oh, so you
That's
play that
Money
one.
in the Bank.
So that was like the third.
That's Money in the Bank.
So Give Me Just a Little More Time was the first song. Yeah. Was the Backstreet Boys maybe the second song?
Yeah, I believe you're right. Yeah,
and then the third one was Always and Forever.
Yeah, that was one. I had one other one under my belt too, and I think it was. The Tubes. She's a Beauty.
Oh, She's a Beauty. That song.
Please. You can't lose with that.
Right.
That's like backup. You can't lose with that.
And you've done it with at least 50 girls.
Okay,
you played the tapes for?
Easily. Here's a line that I came out after you left. Like, say I'd be out with a girl. We went to 2 bars already. We're getting back in my car. I go, man, you are so hot. I go, God, you know what? Let me describe. I want to play this song to tell you how bad I want you. Tempted by Squeeze.
So you have that one lined up already?
That was like on side B.
Right.
Yeah.
And that would work? And what would the girls do?
Yeah. Oh, my God, that's so nice. They would touch you like, you know?
Yeah.
There's another one I had to tell you about. This woman, she was like 57 years old that I banged. She was, you got to put protection on. I go, you're 57. I'm just hoping to get that thing wet. Are you kidding me? She goes, well, I don't know who you've been with. I go, read my book. Now, let me ask you this. You read my book.
Right.
Do you think it's wrong that I hand that book to somebody on the second date? Would you do that?
Probably not.
Okay. You don't think it's a good book? Because I never get a call back.
Well,
Like,
it
they
depends.
don't call me.
Right. Well, after they read it, they're like, all right, I don't.
But I want them to know, like, what they're getting. I'm not the same person. I'm a different person now. I'm very family oriented. I'm very into church. Very laid back. You see how mellow I am.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Look at last night's show. I thought I didn't do anything wrong with that girl.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. All right. Songs. Okay. All right. This is a classic Artie story. You get pulled over for a DWI. You're drinking. You're all over the road.
Yeah.
Somehow you talk the cop out of giving you a ticket. You're like, look, I just got to go a mile down the road.
That's right.
And the cop car pulls up behind you, and you go, all right. He goes, all right. Somehow you fucking just go. So you get back in the car, and instead of putting it in drive, you put it in reverse and back.
It was cold out, by the way. It was like in Hazelton, PA.
Okay, but
Car jumps in, knocks the cop down.
wait, but you put it in reverse instead of drive and backed up into the cop car.
Yeah, they took me in after
And they
that.
took you in right after that.
Yeah, which was good. But it was good. We were 2 blocks away, though.
From
We're
where?
right from the police station.
All right, it doesn't matter how long the
Well,
ride
that's what
was.
I said to them, I go, look, my house is only another block. We got to get 2 blocks to the police station.
So what did the guy do when you backed up into the car? Did he flip out?
Cop saw it. The cop that pulled me over, he knew they were having a farewell show for me. And that's how that all happened. He took me to, like, I don't know, some food place. And I got drunk and they left me there. So I drove home. I figured it's not that far.
Right. But what did the cop that originally pulled you over, you back up into his car, what does he do?
Oh, they took me in. Oh, they said that I might have cracked his ribs. It happens. It was cold.
Wait, you hit the guy, the cop? I thought you just hit the car.
No, I hit his car and the door hit him from his car, which shouldn't be my fault, right?
Oh, because his door was still open.
Which is wrong. I mean, when you make an arrest, you're supposed to close your door. So anyway,
You almost got away with it and you backed up into the car.
yeah, but I got away with it anyway. I did community service. Don't you remember that benefit we did, comedians against homelessness at the in Wilkes-Barre?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was part of it.
So that was your second DWI?
Oh yeah.
You only got 2, or did you get? That's not bad too for all the times you drove
Here's
drunk.
what I think. I got 2 DUIs, and you were with me a lot. Okay, so I should have been forget it. And all the coke that I did and drugs I did, I never got busted, and somebody watched over me.
You think so?
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
Why would? But if you're thinking, what, like God watched over you? Is that what you're thinking?
Okay, remember I showed you the.
But don't you? But why would God approve of you doing coke, lying?
A lot of people.
Wait, you're doing coke. You're lying to chicks. You're lying to chicks. Any way to get in their pants. You have an unprotected sex.
Remember I showed you my penis with the warts?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm still here. Like, I didn't have to have surgery. They fell off. I believe that God was watching over all that stuff.
So God made him fall off your penis to warts.
Yes. Yeah, Eric McMahon also told me there was stuff I could use, but I didn't do that. It burned.
Right.
So
you just left them on. Now, what happens if a girl... Did you still have sex with girls when you had the warts?
No, I waited a week. Yeah, I waited a little bit there because it really burned. You know?
Yeah, but you still had them when you were banging chicks, though.
Yeah, but they were still on.
Right, but I'm saying though, so you were having sex with girls and still had the warts.
They turned the light on. No, I don't want them to see what's going on. I don't want them to see those fucking things down there. Oh my God!
And unprotected, you had no problem. You didn't put a condom on.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Do you think was somebody watching over you by doing that? You might have been spreading warts.
Sitting in Rochester, New York. I feel great. A little tired, a little horny too, but yeah, I didn't do too good here last night. Hooking up.
All right, so there's another story. Me and you do this gig in the middle of Pennsylvania, and the barmaid or the bartender at the show liked your jacket.
Yeah, and you remember the rack on her?
I don't remember, but I just remember the girl.
Chick.
Basically, she said, if you give me your jacket, I'll fuck you.
Yeah.
And you gave her your jacket.
You were right there. Yeah, I took her upstairs. She had to be a quad D, and they were real, 34. She was cute. But when I got her pants down, I saw she must have had like 10 C-sections because there was just like stitches going all everywhere. So I don't know. So I went down on her immediately. She blew me. I shot a load in her and gave her the jacket. Don't you remember? Because it was the winter.
It was the winter, I know.
You kept going, I hope that was really good.
I know. I was like, I hope that was worth it. You gave up your jacket.
Because I kept going to you, we got to stop at a department store getting a sweatshirt.
Yeah, you wanted to stop at like a Marshall's or a Target.
I got to go home.
Yeah, I'm like, no, we're not stopping. Yeah, because I was mad. I'm like, that guy freaking gave up his jacket and got laid.
Yeah.
But,
that was a Harley Davidson jacket from the Harley Davidson Cafe.
But you know what? I'm just fascinated by you because you just didn't give a fuck.
No.
Like, you just banged chicks without a bag. You didn't care. Just another check.
No.
You didn't you didn't care if you knocked them up.
No.
DWIs. I never got a DWI before.
No.
Didn't care about that. And then you also had some tax problems. You didn't pay taxes for like 5 years or something like that.
I would come down to Joanne. It's not that I didn't pay taxes.
No, but you had problems when you were still as an agent in Pennsylvania. You didn't pay taxes like the last couple of years when you had.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't pay enough taxes. I paid taxes. I just didn't pay enough taxes.
So you had IRS problems for years.
I would say about 10 or 12 years.
How much did you owe them at one point?
$70,000. That they could write it off.
Then you didn't even care that maybe you might go to jail?
No, it happens. No. You know what's funny? I hired a tax attorney who got it all straightened out for me. And it's funny you say that. I owe them $5,400 after all these years because I pay them $400 a month. Is that great?
So you still owe them $5,400?
Yeah. I pay them $400 a month. They don't bother me. I don't bother them.
All right, yeah, it worked out.
I don't care. Still using my mother's credit card, but anyway, yeah.
There was a hotel we used to do up in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, comedy there.
Yeah.
But then they stopped doing comedy because they said you sexually harassed somebody.
No, that's not why they stopped.
Yeah, it was.
Doing comedy.
Yeah, it is. There was.
Owners.
No, but there was some sexual harassment. Some woman, one of the waitresses or something, maybe grabbed her tits or something.
There's been so many of those. Who knows? Do you remember?
You don't remember, though, that.
No, I don't know. That's not why they stopped comedy, though. They stopped comedy.
But was it? All right, but there was some kind of sexual harassment.
I did get in trouble, and I blamed it on another comic.
But what did you do? Do you remember?
I think I grabbed their jugs during the show. Something like that. Or I cornered her or something. You saw how he drank.
But was that? But that's an excuse for doing that, for cornering a woman?
With Smirnoff, Cuervo, you were there. No, I was very wrong, and I paid penance for that. Okay, I punished myself.
Artie's the kind of guy like he just goes for numbers. He'll just hit on everyone, and if one comes through, he's like, "All right, I'll take this one."
I always work on like 10 because I'm going to get one or two.
Yeah. The best was I remember we do this gig in Pennsylvania. Artie goes up first, right? He's emceeing the show. He does like 20 minutes up front. Then he brings me on stage. It was these two girls that were sitting in like the front table, the right against the stage. Artie gets off the stage and sits with the girls and is hitting on them during the show. Just walked off stage, sat right with them, and is rapping with them. I'm on stage. I'm like, Artie, can you at least wait fucking until the show's over? He's like, please, stop cock blocking me. I'm like, I'm trying to do what there was other fucking 100 other people there want to see a show, and you're just trying to friggin' work them.
You know what story you missed about the Sheridan in Williamsport? Do you remember I had to take a waitress home to drop her off, and I told her I would give the babysitter a ride home?
Yeah.
And I banged the babysitter.
So wait, you gave a waitress a ride home?
Her name was Missy. I banged her after the show and upstairs, and then she's got to take me home because of the babysitter. So I gave her $20 for the babysitter. And I go, okay, I'll give her a ride home. The babysitter was like 19 or 20.
Right.
So I gave her a ride home.
After you banged the girl at the Sheridan at the hotel.
So she's in the car with me. She's, I'm not really tired. She says, you want to hang out? Please, yeah, okay. Because it wasn't that important because I already got rid of like 2 loads, so I wasn't really contemplating that. I would have like put one on the side for her. So I got her back to the room. So she goes, you have a T-shirt? I go, yeah. I hand her a T-shirt. I don't even know this girl.
Right.
Okay.
So you bring her back to the hotel room that you just had sex with the girl.
Yeah. Didn't wash, no shower, nothing.
Right.
Okay. She comes out. She got nothing on but this T-shirt. She goes, you want to have a little fun? Please. So I started making out with her and grabbing a jug. She was like a C, which is pretty good, 19-year-old, 20-year-old. And she starts drinking my kids. And she's going, oh, my God, I love the way this tastes. I almost told her, you just went down on your boss by proxy, really. No bag on her either. So I didn't think she was going to make it through her junior year in college, but evidently that didn't take. That was a good story, though. I like that one.
It's just.
I remember I told you.
Yeah, it's just despicable.
And then I pulled a hat trick there, if you remember, in Williamsport. I banged 3 different girls in Williamsport. There was a bridal party. You were there. No, Mike Morris. There's a bridal party. Girl's getting married. She's getting married. I talk her into come to my room before the show while her girlfriends are like, watching what's going on.
Right.
Get into my room and go, oh, you got to try this Joke Factory shirt on. This one we have the Joke Factory Lyndhurst.
Right, so you had a T-shirt for her.
I gave her a small because I knew it was like, I could be able to see her box and everything. So she put it on and I go, man, that looks so great because she didn't have camera phones or any of that stuff.
Right.
So I started making out with her and I go, hey, you're getting married. Just think, my God, you're never going to be another guy again. She goes, I know. I said, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you my gift. I pulled her panties down. I go, I don't even want to. Just want to eat your box, okay?
That's some gift.
Yeah, and I didn't even know her. I didn't know her. So she's cute, really cute. So I start eating her box, and she starts grabbing my junk. Next thing I know, we're like 60-90, and this girl's getting married, like, Sunday.
Right.
And I'm eating her box. Now, there was a girl that came in the afternoon from Berwick. She drove from Berwick like 2 hours. I banged her, and she had to leave because she was a bartender. So I had 2 under my belt. Then a girl that's in the bridal party with these girls, Mike Morris and I bring them back to the room. Mike had his own room at the Sheridan. Well, she goes, my mother's got to stay with us. Her mother, her mother's all drunk. So I call Mike up. I go, Mike, come on, you got to take one for the team. The mother's like 60-something years old.
Right.
We were in our 30s. I go, Mike, come on. And I'm holding the phone. She's I go, Mike, you could hit that so easy. So the girl's telling me, she's going, no, I know you banged the bride. I go, no, we just talked. She goes, you're a pig. I know you're a pig. And I go, no, I'm not. I like you. I go, I really like you. She was like one of those girls with the glasses, but a smoking body, one of those deals. So she goes, I'm going to stay with you in the room because I'm too drunk. I go, great. I worked at the 5:30 in the morning. By 5:30 in the morning, I was eating her box. She just went nuts. And her mother's in the next bed.
So mother's in the room and you didn't even care?
Right in the next bed.
You didn't even care?
No. And you know what the funniest thing is? When I got on top of her, I was pounding her. I'm just like looking at her mother, and smiling at her mother like, That was, I remember that one. That was a good one.
What a creep.
So,
Artie, after the shows, was always fun. He'd always be the guy, like, on the dance floor, fucking causing a scene, being silly, hitting on every chick in the place, running from one to another, like, out of control, just like the party guy. You were the fuck.
Yeah.
But
Party Artie.
so yeah, Party Artie, that was his name. So it was great. You know, like he would get the party started basically after a show. But then once in a while he would get involved in some coke. So he would go from like talking to every chick after the comedy show in a bar to doing lines of coke, and then he would sit at the friggin' bar with like a guy, like a 75-year-old man, and talk about fishing for like 2 hours.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
I'd be so mad. I'm like, Artie, come on, let's fucking hang out. Let's have a good time. We might as well stay over. And you're like, we're talking about catching bluefish over here. I'm like, oh, you don't care about bluefish. I never heard you even mention that.
You gotta be. I've never seen you with a fishing pole in your
You
life.
never had a fishing pole. What are you doing? You're talking to an old man. There's fucking hot chicks that want to, on the dance floor, want to talk to you.
Then for you to get even with me, what you used to do, if I was working a girl and you were really mad at me, he would send these, like, you know how everybody in the audience go, I got a great joke, you could use it. Jim would send like 5 of them over, one at a time. Artie loves those jokes. Go tell him.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get boxed. I'm like working a girl. Jim's standing on a chair just like, laughing at me. It was great.
But that Artie would, if he did, I would know if he did coke. Because after the show, I'm like, where's Artie? Where is it? If I saw him sitting next to a guy, which Artie would never talk to a guy, all he wanted to do was talk to girls after the show. When I saw him talking to a guy sitting at the bar, I knew it was over. He was no fun. He went from a 10, being a life of the party, to a 0 when he was doing coke. He's like, no, this is messed up. We got to talk about the world problems. The Middle East is messed up. I'm just talking to a guy about the Middle East. I'm like, Artie, I never even heard you mention the Middle East before in your life. You don't even. I didn't even know you knew it was there.
That was funny. One last good story was we were in Lock Haven again. We were doing a playhouse, Jim and I. So there's these 2 lesbians. One girl was a bi, and so Jim and Mike kind of knew what was going on. But I wanted to bang the girl. I wanted to bang the one that was bi. And you guys set up like a wall every time she tried to find out where her girlfriend was. You would
Mike, yeah, we were talking to the girlfriend the whole
Come on,
time.
let's play pinball.
Yeah, let's go play pool or whatever because you were trying to let me see if I can get this lesbian.
I got in the room and I started banging her, and her freaking roommate just pounded the door. You better not be doing. You better not. Come on, I'm almost done. Stop. And she was mad. That was a good one. That goes down in history.
Now, do you think you have Hall of Fame numbers, all the girls you bang?
Please. Don Jameson said, I can't believe you're not in already.
Are you a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Oh, no doubt. They're not going to overlook me. Okay, I have, first of all, somebody asked me how many girls.
It doesn't matter a number, but just the pure volume, though. Well, because you used to be, like, before you did comedy, you used to be on the road with bands. Like, you were like the road manager, right?
Tour manager, yeah.
Tour manager. So you'd meet a lot of and it was always coke. Oh. If you had coke, you can get laid, right, with that?
In a minute. See, if you're a tour manager, I don't mean production manager, tour manager, you have access to the group all the time. So any girls is going to do whatever they have, though. And plus that, I was, also about 100, maybe 70 pounds. I had the long hair. So it really wasn't a problem, getting box. Especially at Eddie Money's tour. Did very well with him.
So you guys were doing coke every night and then have girls from the show.
Oh, easily, yeah. Yeah.
So you think you have Hall of Fame numbers, though?
Oh, easily. Oh, God, yeah. You got to remember, I had both sides of the coin, being a comic, and being an entertainer, and being in bands, and touring with bands.
Right.
So I've had really, educated box, and I've had rock and roll box. Big difference.
And now your move is you're living in Florida. You'll meet a chick. You go on is it Plenty of Fish you go on? You're like Gary from Florida goes on the websites.
Yeah, it was like Match. Match is what I was doing. But with Plenty of Fish, I had a great one going because I had a syndicated talk show on radio, so I would talk about it. But what I would do is I'd line up 10. I would go to numbers again. Because Plenty of Fish, get it?
Right.
You're fishing. So, I threw my pole in a couple times, see what I would, pull out of there. There's a website called Date Hookup.
Right.
A gay friend of mine told me about it. I'm 5 for 7 on that with box. 3 of them first date. That's why they're on there. Date Hookup.
And where do you take them? Like, where do you meet them? Where do you take them? How does it go down?
I ask her what time their parents work, though. No,
Seriously, like,
usually
and this is Florida, because people don't understand anywhere else in the country it wouldn't happen. If you lived in North Jersey where you grew up, it wouldn't happen that easy.
No.
But Florida is just like Gary from Florida, who's always on the podcast. People are fascinated by him because
it's so easy to get laid. It really is. You know this seniors.com? I hooked up with two on that.
So you went on seniors. How old are the women on there?
The one I banged was 63.
Right.
Because I just wanted to try it. She was from Palm Harbor. She knew the deal, though. She said, listen, I have grandchildren and kids, and, we could never have a relationship. So she let me bang her like 3 times, and then she met a companion. She wanted a companion.
How was it? How was it, a 63-year-old?
I got to tell you something. I didn't think that she could get that wet. She was a shooter. Like at that age.
A squirter?
Yeah, I could not believe squirt at that age. She goes, I think I'll do this to the day I die, she said. I hope I'm there to see that. Yeah, she was really cool. And then there was...
Did you wear a bag?
A what?
A bag.
No, she barely got used. Then there was a 61-year-old Jewish woman that I nailed from Lakeland. That was only once. She was mad at me.
Why was she mad?
I want to go to the casino when I was done. She lived by the casino. I just figured I was over there. I was done. I got laid.
And she got mad?
What do you want to hang out and have coffee, cake? Ugh. Yeah, I mean, I put an hour into that.
So did you meet her somewhere for dinner, or you just went over to her place?
No, we met at Applebee's, your favorite place.
See, I did fucking, what a scumbag. You just take Applebee's. So you met at Applebee's, and what happened?
I met her, and she goes, hey, where are you going? I go, nowhere. She goes, I live right up the street. You want to come back to my house for a drink? So I go, yeah, let me just get something in my car real quick. She goes, no, just follow me over. So I always have Cialis in my car. I ate them like chiclets. I ate like 3 of them. 10, boom, 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 boom.
So you popped them because you thought something might happen.
So, yeah, it took about an hour, which is great. Because she goes, let me get comfortable. When they say that one, let me get comfortable. And, she comes through like... something sleeky on and like a house coat. You can see her tits and, you can see her box. They want to get laid. That's what it's about.
Right.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So the Cialis kicked in after an hour?
About a half hour, 40 minutes, yeah.
Did you wear a condom?
What's with this condom thing?
Did she bring it up? Like, hey, do you have any protection?
No.
So these girls, did they ever bring it up?
No, they're happy to be alive in their 60s.
So they didn't even bring it up? Like,
No. They figured they can get killed by a shopping cart at this point of their life, okay? So, what the hell? So, yeah, it was, I've had a good life. Could be a second book coming out.
All right, so now you're engaged a 3rd time recently.
Right.
Okay, so you find out, like, she drinks too much.
Yeah.
So you bring her to... Well, let me get back to the other one. So what you do now with these girls, if you're doing like a Friday and Saturday at a comedy club, maybe in a hotel in Florida or something like that, you tell them to come drive there themselves.
Yeah, I used to bring them with me, but if you get in a fight, then you're stuck with them for the weekend. So I had to rethink this.
So you can't even hang out with a woman for 2 days, Friday and Saturday.
Because I tell them I got to leave a day early to do media. That's my out.
So now you make them. So now you make them drive there, like for Friday night.
Yeah, their own gas money, everything.
And then Saturday morning, after you bang them, what do you tell them?
I hang out with them till around noon and go, because they'll go, what are we doing for today? I go, oh, I have to meet with, I just make shit up.
Right.
And I said, and then I got to get out of here after the show. So you probably have stuff to do at home, just try to think, you'll probably got to see your kids or whatever. And they fall for that.
And then they leave.
Yeah, they leave.
So you don't want to spend the day with them, like going sightseeing in the town?
No, because I usually try to line somebody else to come in around 4 or 5. Is that wrong?
No. All right, so getting back to the last one you were engaged with.
Yeah, Kat.
You're going to get married, and then she comes to one of your shows, and she winds up drinking way too much and blacks out in your room.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was heckling me during the show.
She's heckling you during a show.
Yeah, and then, so I get her back to the room, and I said, look, you won't set a fucking date, you're a loser. She's telling me all this shit, and I go, yeah, but you're sucking my dick at least twice a week. I wouldn't touch my own dick. So she passes out, and I slide the diamond off her.
Okay, because at this point, when she passed out, you realize I'm not marrying this chick. There's no way. This is over.
I'm done.
You realize that night it's over.
Yeah.
Okay, so she passes out. You take the engagement ring that you bought off her finger, and then what happens?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind, I want to know what the return policy was.
What's that?
The return policy at the jeweler's. That's
Yep.
the first thing that came to my mind.
Right. Okay.
So that's very important.
Right. Okay. So you only gave it a ring like 3 weeks ago, right, or something like that.
Yeah. So I just made it under the deadline.
So all right. So you take the ring off, and then you call her son.
Yeah, and I tell him, you got to come get your mother. Your mother's out of control. She's a drunk. We talked about this, and they knew it. Her son knew it. He drove 3 hours to come get his mother at 12 o'clock at night. Came, got his mother, woke his mother up. He's talking to me in the hallway. She gets woken up. And she goes, oh, my God, I can't find the ring. So I come running in and go, you lost the ring? Are you $4,000? Are you kidding me? It's in my pocket.
Right.
The ring's in my pocket.
Right.
So I'm a professional actor, by the way. So as she was leaving, I waited for like 2 hours. And I called her son on the cell phone. I go, oh, I found the ring. And it was in the couch.
Right.
I moved the cushions. And I've not talked to her since.
But the next day, you went right down to the jeweler where you got it and got your money back.
No, that was a week later. I was on a date actually, Plenty of Fish,
Right.
at a international mall with a lawyer, hot lawyer, and she has to go back to work to her office. So I'm going, oh my God, the jeweler's here. Let me walk over to the jeweler. So I asked him what the return policy was. He goes, you got 3 days. I go, I'll be back here in 2 hours. So I went home, got the ring, brought it back, got full credit.
But don't you think that
No.
she deserved it? You gave it to her as a gift.
No.
Do you think?
She kept the wedding band.
Do you think that was a sleazy move to take it off her finger? Why she's out cold?
There's laws on that.
What do you mean?
In Florida, you have to be together like so long.
But why didn't you wait for her to wake up and say, "Give me the ring back"?
Okay, let's go back. Did I tell you I got full refund?
Yeah.
Okay, with no lawyers involved, nobody arguing and threatening to kill me. I got the ring. Done. End of story. Next.
So you don't think it was wrong that she was passed out and you took it off her?
You know I haven't been married in 14 years. You know that.
Right.
That would be Joanne. Okay, I only got engaged once, so I think that's pretty good. Now, Anne-Marie, I was with Anne-Marie for 5 years. Wouldn't you think I would have married Anne-Marie?
Right.
Okay, I didn't get engaged to anybody else. So I think that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, but you're avoiding a question.
What's the question?
Do you think
No.
that was
absolutely
right?
Not.
No.
She's ex-military, ex-DEA. She's strong-headed. She's bitchy. Look, you know how much aggravation I saved myself?
Of course.
Well, thank you.
But you've been through 3 marriages and 3 engagements. You don't get it right. Why do you keep doing it? Why do you keep going back to the well?
I thought this was the one after 14 years.
Well, you always do. Every once a month, I go, Artie's like, I met this new one. You send me a picture. I'm marrying her. She's the next Mrs. Fletcher.
Okay, let's look at the basics. 401k. She had a retirement from the military. One. She's working on her second retirement. She gets in 6 years. She owns 2 houses and 2 pieces of property. Government health insurance I would have had. That's a plus right there.
So was that one of the main reasons you were going to marry her, because she had money?
One of the main reasons. Yeah, it was the main reason. Are you kidding me? Dude. And then she gets 70% disability. So when she would have retired, I would have been 60... I believe I'd have been 66, 65. Okay, she'd be getting $8,400 a month, plus what I get. Are you kidding? I don't have to work. That's how you look at it at this stage of the game.
You do.
Please.
Well, that's good. That's nice to know that you weren't really in love with her and you wanted to marry and spend the rest of your life.
I liked her too. Yeah.
You liked her too?
Yeah,
that's good that you liked her.
She was good.
Now, how long do you think at 59 do you still have a banging chicks? How many more years can you put in?
You know, it's funny you were talking about that. I was thinking about it. In fact, I got to call the hall on that to see what the requirements are because I don't know what it is.
The Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I actually told Don Jameson I think 62. I think I'll be able to go to 62.
So what happens after 62?
I don't know. If I live that long, I'll be happy.
But all right, so at 62, you're going to stop banging all these girls. Then what do you do?
Stop.
You're not going to.
You asked me how long do I think I can last.
Well, yeah. How long?
I'm telling you. Like,
All right. If you're still alive at 65, you still be banging all these different
I might
girls.
just be eating box then.
Why?
I don't know. We got to see how hard I can get. See how it's going to work. If the Viagra's going to work. I mean, if all that stuff stays intact,
Right.
like I do that 30-day Cialis I tell you about. Okay, so you can get a hard like in a minute.
Right.
You're locked and loaded. You see all those pills on the dresser, by the way?
Yeah.
Did you catch that coming in?
Yeah.
You know, before, I mean, I've known you so long. You come in my hotel room, there was like lines. Now I have all those pills to replace that. It's my high right there.
All right.
That and, I'm family oriented and I do a lot of stuff for the community.
Yeah, like spread warts. Bang chicks with no bags.
By the way, tell them to follow me on Twitter at Artie Fletcher. I need some more friends.
All right, he's at Artie Fletcher on Twitter. What's your website? ArtieFletcher.com?
Yeah, ArtieFletcher.com.
And then you got a book out.
I have a book out they can get on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. It's called Comedy on the Road. It's seen through a comic's bloodshot eyes. And as you know, I'm on tour with Rain Pryor and Bob Nelson right now.
Rain Pryor is Richard Pryor's daughter.
Yeah,
stand up. And Bob Nelson has been around for a long time.
Rain, yeah. I figure that's my new project.
What, try to bang her?
I tell her all the time, I will nail her.
You think you're going to wear her down on tour?
And I'll wear a bag for that because it's a credit.
Right.
Right? That's called the Jokes on You Comedy Tour on Facebook. Like us, bitch.
All right, yeah. Now check out his website because he's got all the book there.
Yeah.
CDs, DVDs, T-shirts. He's a real degenerate. That's why I like him. A low life.
20-some years.
Yeah.
I've known you.
Just, it's beautiful, though. I admire a guy that walks around and doesn't give a fuck about anything.
No, I couldn't wait for your wedding because I had a city to stay. Do you remember what happened? You got married on a Saturday. I had a heart attack on a Wednesday.
That's right. Yeah, I got married on a Sunday,
July
but yeah.
6th.
Yeah.
July 7th or 6th?
I got married on the 15th of July or the 10th, one of those.
I think it was
the 15th.
I don't know because I had a heart attack. You remember that, 4th of July. That, I was so upset that I couldn't go to your wedding. But people were calling me from your wedding. Otto and George called me. Like, different people were getting on the phone. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll go to your next wedding. The last time you sent me a picture of this new one that you were going to marry, you go, I just got engaged. He goes, I'm going to get married soon. I go, Artie, I go, you know what, Artie? I'll skip this wedding and go to your next one. Is that what I said?
That's great.
Usually a friend go, congratulations. I'm glad you found happiness.
I'll catch the next
one. Yeah, I go, I can't make this wedding, but I'll catch the next one. It's beautiful.
You got to look, 14 years. I think that's pretty good. That I've not been married.
No, absolutely. But I mean,
You know what? I just figured this out the other day. I've been in Florida 9 years, okay? And the other day I was just counting how many chicks that I banged in Florida. 58. 58 in Florida.
In 9 years, so that's 650. That's a little over 6 a year.
And don't forget, I had a girlfriend for 5 years.
We'll end it right there. That's why I always say Florida. People don't believe Gary from Florida, like that guy can't be real, this can't be going on. Now I got another guy in, what is it, Central Florida, St. Petersburg?
I live in St. Petersburg, West Coast.
Okay, so
Southwest.
Southwest Florida, and it still goes on. So South Florida, Southwest, doesn't matter in that state, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's just
Like if you lived in North Jersey where you grew up, how many girls in 9 years would you have banged? You have 58 in Florida, what, like 6, 7?
maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, right, and then 58 in Florida.
Yeah, because you got to take them out to dinner constantly. You got to win their trust over. I mean, me showing up in a car without a wife beater on, I've already got their trust in Florida. Do you
Just so you could take a woman that's in her 50s to Applebee's that she'll put up with that. That doesn't happen in most places. They won't put up with that shit. And they go, you want to come back to my house for a drink? I'm going to slip into something comfortable. That doesn't happen anywhere but Florida.
My other move is to meet them on the beach. You know St. Pete Beach. You love St. Pete Beach.
Right.
I make them meet me there. It's outdoors. So if the date's going well, they have a pier you can walk out now. And they have these chairs out there like that's where you can start making. I go, oh my God, the moon through your hair looks unbelievable, and it's a very romantic night. I feel like I want to kiss you. Okay, so they're going to say yes or no.
Right.
It's that simple. If it's snow, we're back on our way to the car.
What if they say no? What do you say? What's your
phone just
excuse?
Went off. I gotta leave.
What a creep. All right, Artie Fletcher.